Hey, what's up, guys? Back at you again with another video. Again, we're going to have some fun today. I have a special guest that's going to be joining us. And for those of you, if it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I think you'll like the channel. The channel is about fashion, it's about confidence, and I try to bring the two together, okay, because it's important. All right, and we'll explain to you a whole lot more in this episode about why fashion, why confidence, I should say, is important, okay? And so again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button if you like this video. All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to my next episode. I appreciate everybody for joining. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like the video. I got a special guest for you today. All right, so we have my main man, Tim, is in the house. Thanks for joining me, man. It's been a long time, brother.
Yes, it has.
Won't you share with my audience, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm just a little small town boy from Houston, Texas.
Get out of here.
But I love fashion. And so that's how JP and I connected a few years ago, just fashion. And most of the people that are in my life right now are connected because of fashion. And I am known by Paisley 360. And some people, they think that that is my real name.
What they like, what's up, Paisley?
Right, exactly. And so basically what I do everything fashion. So whether it's teaching models, if it's doing fashion shows, producing fashion shows, hosting fashion shows, I do styling and I design. I also teach fashion history.
Okay, fashion history. So as you all can see, I mean, my man here, he's the ultimate fashionista. Hey, I'm just going with the flow here.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like Tim said, we go way back. A few years back, we met, and I gravitated to his style, his personality, and as you all know, my channel is about fashion and confidence. So I think the more appropriate thing for us to do is to kind of kick it off and talk a little bit about confidence and what confidence means in fashion. So what is confidence to you, and how do you bring confidence and fashion together whenever you're creating either your pieces or even just stepping out on the town or just whatever? What do you do with that?
Yeah, and I mean, talking about confidence is that's paramount, because I think to really be forward in your style, or even being fashion forward, you have to have some confidence, because we live in a culture where people can analyze you, they can antagonize you, they can say vile things about you, and so. But if you have confidence in who you are, what you do, it really won't matter. It'll be like water off of a duck's back. Right. For me, I think I've had confidence since I was young, because I can remember I didn't dress like everybody all the time when I was young. I really had some crazy stuff, because my grandmother at that time when I was young was teaching me how to sew, and then my mom was a seamstress. And so I would think of some stuff, or if I saw something that inspired me, they would help me to make it. And so it was different.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you kind of grew up around it. Yeah. But another thing I noticed with you, and that's the thing about me, people, I gravitate to people who have confidence. Because confidence it's almost like it's an energy. Yeah. I vibe off of people. If I see somebody walk in the room and they have on something that's just like, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, even if it's something that I know I wouldn't wear, I'm like, man, I like his style. I like her style, because it's not so much just the style, it's the confidence.
It is. And one of the things I can always tell a confident man, in particular, it's tons of women that are confident, but a confident man, because if a man walks up to you and say, hey, dude, I really like what you got on, blah, blah, blah. That to me is a sign that that's a confident man, because many men won't say nothing. They will look you from head to toe and they won't say not one word. And then on social media, they will follow you. They won't like your stuff, but then they'll try to copy whatever you're doing.
Yes. Say that again. They will definitely try to copy. They'll be in your stories.
Yes.
You know, they
Yes.
won't like anything.
Nothing.
And I'm glad you brought that up because confidence itself, and even those people, they wish they had the type of confidence that you have. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you know, I don't care who it is, man or woman. You know, and sometimes I got to be careful when it's a woman because they think that you're probably trying to make a pass at them. But if I see that they're, you know, they look nice, they carry this confidence about themselves, I'm going to let them know. And to be honest with you, a confident person really don't even need for you to let them know.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it all. So when you tie that in with fashion or even creating your own style, because there is a difference,
right?
You know, you can pretty much be yourself.
Right. And, you know, one of the things that helped me too along the way, once we got into the social media thing and, you know, we were all clamming for likes and likes and likes, I got to the point where I was like, when I wake up in the morning, I tell myself, I like me.
Yeah.
So any other likes on social media, that's extra.
Right.
But I really do like me. Yeah. And I told people during the pandemic, I was never bored. Right. I was never like, oh, I'm so bored. I was never. I was always thinking of stuff. I was always doing stuff. I was glad to be home because I was living a life to where home was just a place to like shit and sleep, pretty much, you know. And once the pandemic came, I actually learned how to be at home, and I enjoyed every single day. I honestly can say I was never ever bored, not 5 minutes.
Wow.
Never. And I think it's because my mind, I always think of stuff. You know, I don't get to create everything that I think about, but I do think of stuff. And at the time, you know, I was doing some work with another group. And so it was like trying to think of some things to do with them. And then my own personal business, it had begun to kind of kick off again. Once, you know, stores started opening, people started going in a lot of places. And so I kind of saw myself as being like, I can be a loner, but I'm kind of extrovert at the same time.
You're an ambivert.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's an ambivert. You need to recharge at some point, be away from people, but then you come out of your little area, and then now you're able to deliver.
Yes. Because a lot of my family and close friends, they tell me, they said, you will just talk to anybody. And I actually will. And that's how I've gotten some of my models. I've seen them in the gym, I've seen them in the mall, and I just walk up to people, you know, male, female, and I'll compliment and start a conversation.
It's that confidence, man.
It is.
So let's talk about that since you brought that up. You know, so for those of you, he did mention it a little bit earlier, but a model coach. So talk a little bit about what you look for.
You know what? Working with models and working with my clients, one of the main things that I do the most is not putting clothes on them or giving them a style. It's building their confidence. Because when somebody comes to me and they say, I need your help, they really do need my help. And so when I'm saying to them, this is where we need to go, because you may not have been used to any of this, I have to really work on building their confidence for them to even put on, whether it's a color, you know, because a lot of people don't know what colors work for them. Right. You know, and we live in the U.S. culture is so dominant by a corporate color, which is your blue, gray. Those are the two main colors that they use. And so whenever you step out of that little cage, then people are like, well, why does he have on that lime green shirt? You know, it's like, because I can wear it, you know what I'm saying? So with the models, what I normally do with them, and I do it more so when I do private sessions, is they have to create an alter ego. Because your audience probably don't know, but Beyonce and I were attending church at the same time. I was at St. John's downtown, and I was the choral director. Okay. You know, and so that's my little yay babe. You know? But I remember during that time, it was still Destiny's Child, and they were going through a whole bunch of stuff. And eventually, of course, Beyonce, they ended the group and she went solo. But when she first went solo, her dad, which we still talk, he had to tell her, like, because she's such an introvert, people don't want to see that on a stage.
Right.
So she came up with an alter ego, which is Sasha Fitch.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's two different people. And if you've ever seen her, like even just Sunday at the Grammys, you saw how she's kind of very timid. Like her daughter, Blue, had told her, get up, come on, and go get this award. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like the way she is. But when she gets on the stage, it's not the same one that stood up and gave a speech at the Grammy. She's a beast. When we saw her Christmas Day, here at the Texas game. So teaching them to get an alter ego so that they will have that confidence to be able to go on the runway, kill it, whatever you're wearing, you can actually sell it because you have the confidence. And because really it's all entertainment.
Yep, that's it.
It's all entertainment. And even with the clients, it's getting them, I spend a lot of time just encouraging them, talking to them about confidence and building that confidence. And once you kind of work on building that confidence, you can pretty much put them in anything. And if you're good at what you do, you put them in something that really compliments them, and then they go out and get more compliments. Right. Then that's where that confidence really start building up. And that's a key thing too, is that to help build confidence is when people that you're not connected with tell you how amazing you look.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. And I'm glad you mentioned this because I tell my viewers all the time, for me, I'm always having theme music playing in my mind. Mm-hmm. So when I step out, because I don't like to be in front of cameras, I don't like to take photos, believe it or not. But when I turn it on, I got that music.
Who would have ever thought?
He's talking about some of the pictures I have in my home here. But so I have that theme music playing in my mind, and then that's what makes me just turn on. Once I put the shades on, and I put my unit on, I call it a unit, my outfit. Yeah. I'm ready. Yeah. And I remember you used to get on me all the time because I like to wear black a lot. I like to wear more earth tones, and you used to encourage me to wear color. And it does take confidence, like you mentioned earlier.
You got on some color.
So I had to throw on a little color today.
I
won. So that's important with confidence. You have to be able to know really who you are. And if you don't know who you are, really try to discover who that person is or create that alter ego.
I mean, that has been like, I should almost sell that. But I can't really sell it because it's nothing that I made up. But I was inspired by Matthew Knowles because that's what he did with Beyonce and Kelly and them, and you see what difference it makes. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about, Tim, your some of the brands or the labels, I guess, that, because we know you are a designer, but we all do know that at some point there were some inspiration that kind of, so who would you say, name some designers, man, that inspired you?
That inspired me, I would have to say, instead of a brand, it was a person.